Hey, this is Paul Component Engineering, and we have gone over the production shop, which is down that away with all the CNC machines. Now we're going to do a little short video on what happens after that. The parts come off those machines. They're going to go into a finishing room, which is really noisy, so we're going to dub over that sound. Then we're going to come up to this area where we do all the assembly. And we're going to look at some of the stock we have in the storage room over here and some of the finished product and where it's kept and that kind of thing. Enjoy. So we've got Brad over here. He's tossing in some parts into what's called a vibratory tumbler, and that's some plastic little beads, sort of the size of gumdrops, and they've got some light abrasive particles molded into them, and what they do is they just rub on all surfaces, on all edges, and they sort of soften the part. They take off any rough edges, any sharp edges, and this is a precursor to polishing, and that'll go for a couple hours. And next up is one of our polishers. This is not hand polishing. We do a lot of parts hand polished. Our stems and most of our hubs are hand polished by Ted the polisher, but Ted's going to be a different video. This is Brett, and this is what's called mechanical polishing, and with a little help the parts come out on their own down that ramp, and they've been cycling through some corn cob and some walnut shells and some rouge for 4 or 5 hours, and they pop out on that ramp. We pull them off before they bump into each other, and that produces a really nice anodized finish. So after the tumbling, finishing, polishing room, we've got this entire expansive warehouse where we store all the what we call the raw parts. These have all been finished, deburred, ready for anodizing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to follow a set of mini motos along the path on their way to anodizing. So we're going to grab some parts. Now these have been polished, and this is a stock. They come polished, and then we send them out to anodizing. When they come back, they're going to be all shiny black or silver or purple or maybe some other fun color. We don't do any anodizing here. That's a whole different process, but we work with a couple of really good suppliers who do that. We're back with some black mini motos. They go on the shelf, and almost immediately they will get put together within the next couple of days. And now, after the parts come in for anodizing, we try to get them assembled as soon as possible. We're over here with Nick. We're doing part of the assembly room. It's a little bit bigger, but everything's assembled by hand. Everything is checked. We don't ever want to get a call that says we forgot a screw or you didn't put a washer on that, so we check it double, triple time. So we've got Nick on the diaper over here. We're putting together some of these, and I'm going to have them just put together. Usually this is all done in sort of an assembly line fashion, but we're just going to go ahead and do one pivot. So an O-ring went in there first off, and then the pivot sleeve. Let's see, move your hand there. We got that, and then flip it over. And then on the other side is another O-ring, and this is what keeps your brake pivots clean. We've been doing this for 20-something years. Never seen one wear out. It works great. It's just one of those things that's pretty close to perfect. Don't want to mess with it. And we do a spring. Now we have silver and gold springs, and on these brakes and all of our cantilever brakes, the silver spring goes on the right arm when you're facing the brake, and the gold goes on the left. And then the pad adjuster goes on there. And then what happens? Zip tie.
You get zip tied up.
Twist tie, not a zip tie. Different.
Yes. Do the twist.
Twisty. Excellent. Okay.
Ready to go.
So we got all the sub-assemblies done. Now we put them in the bag with our product card. forget, people, everything's assembled with love here. Especially the purple. And then we seal it up and we send it to you.